Let's see if I can get this with one hand. I can't. I just can't. This is a two-hander. Holy crap. Well, I'm down at my car wash and it is time for another cash collection video. It is 12 days into the month of November. The weather has drastically changed, but let's go ahead and collect some cash and see how well I've done so far this month. This is right about the time of year where I start to wish that I was 100% credit, zero cash, because it starts to get very difficult to collect cash in the cold. But the weather hasn't been too bad, probably 70 degrees in the daytime. Had a couple days of sub 20 degree temperatures in the morning. But all in all, still good enough weather for people to come wash their cars. Last year, November and December were my absolute worst months. So I'm hoping I can beat those this year. I believe last year they were 12,000, maybe 11,000 for November and 13,000 for December respectively. Not too bad. So if I can do better than those numbers this year, I'll be just fine. Last year, I had just recently renovated this car wash. So sometimes it takes 6 months to actually see any kind of reflection in your revenue from a renovation on a car wash, especially if the car wash was run down. So I'm hoping that last year those $11,000 and $13,000 months were just because business still hadn't leveled out after the renovation. But if you're considering getting into the car wash business, one thing that I love about these is the fact that if you buy, or if you find one of these and buy it that's run down, if you can find one that's underperforming, maybe the owner isn't charging enough, you can really come in and make a ton of money renovating these, updating them, and increasing prices. So for instance, oh yeah, look at this. This isn't one of my better bays either. So for instance, fat stacks. When I bought this car wash, the owner was charging $1 for 2 minutes and 20 seconds. And everywhere else in my market was charging $2 for 3 minutes. So that's about a 33% difference. Basically, if I go in and I bump the price $1, I immediately have a value add opportunity. Obviously, you'd have to renovate it, update it, do all the things you need to do in order to increase the prices. But once you do that, you can add a lot of value. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you might know that car washes are normally valued at a gross multiple. So whatever your gross revenue is, car washes typically sell, or they're valued at 3 to 5 times that gross revenue. So when I purchased this, the owner was making $96,000 a year, so I purchased it around $425,000. That's about 4 times the gross revenue. I went in, I renovated it. It now makes $260,000 a year, which means this value of this car wash is now at close to, or even more than, $1 million. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Again, this is for about 12 days worth though, so These might be a little fuller than they would be just after 1 week. Oh yeah. So I love to see fat stacks. Already looking good for the month of November. So yeah, now I've come in, I've renovated this. The revenue is over doubled because of all the things that I've done to it and the price increase. And now I potentially have added maybe over $500,000 to my net worth because I'm only in this about $550,000. So, you know, if I would have known about car washes when I first started investing, I definitely wouldn't have been investing in real estate because you can just make so much more money. The cash flow is higher. You can add a ton more to your net worth. Oh yeah. There's these two-handers I'm always talking about. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was a good one. But this is going to be good too. Yep. And these bays aren't cash, token and coin only. Oh yeah. That was a good one. My card reader's down. I have to get that fixed. Oh yeah. Another good one. Go. Well, I must have a coin jam in this one because it is light. Not a lot in there. Seeing as how the others are full, that means I got a coin jam. Or I had a coin jam. Maybe my helper fixed it. One more bay. Yeah, that one definitely had a coin jam because this one's plumb full. Quarters falling over. Still haven't gotten that cart. So I'm not going to collect the vacuums in this video. It just takes too long. Plus I'm okay with just replenishing my token dispensers with whatever I've gotten from the bays. But I do need to separate the tokens and the quarters, so let's go ahead and do that. This is the hardest part about collecting cash from the bays. Get all the cash out of this bucket. Because like a dummy, I just put it all together, not thinking about the repercussions later when I have to go dump the bucket. This bucket is so full. It's such a pain in the butt separating these tokens. Oh, that is plumb full. Almost done. Another full jug. Last bucket pour. Okay, so I ended up with 2 gallon jugs of quarters and about 1 can of Cafe du Monde full of quarters. Go ahead and guess how much that is. Leave it in the comments down below. Now we've got to count up these quarters. Second bucket. Getting up there. I wonder if it'll be 4,000. I wonder if we'll hit the $1,000 mark. I think we will. Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. There we go, 1,000. Okay, so since I'm bad at math, 4,154 quarters divided by 4 is 1,038.50. So $1,038.50 on the quarters. Awesome. Okay, first bill changer. And this guy is plumb full. Look at that. Look at all that cash. Oh yeah. That is beautiful. Just beautiful. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can get this with one hand. I can't. I just can't. This is a two-hander. Holy crap. Oh, I can barely hold it together. Bursting at the seams. Oh yeah, this is just wonderful. Wonderful start to November. So again, that was for about 12 days worth. I try to do these every week. Sometimes weather gets in the way. So we're 12 days in. Let's take this back to my office, count it up, see how much I got. I'm back in my office now. Let's count up some cash. This counter sucks. Worst $600 I ever spent. $3,189. Now I got to count up the reject bills. So there's $32 in reject bills. That brings my total to $3,221. plus the $1,038.50 from the quarters brings my total for the cash and coin to $4,259.50. Now I've got to add in the credit from the automatic and the credit from the self-serve base. The credit from the automatic is $1,116, and the credit from the self-serve base is $2,474.50, bringing my total to $7,849.65. Considering last year in November, my total was $11,000, I think. This is a pretty good start. So this is only for 12 days in November, which means I've got almost another half of the month to work with. Hopefully I don't have a bunch of crummy weather where I'm at and these numbers just continue, and maybe I can blow last year's numbers out of the water. As you can tell, I'm not listing any expenses. I don't have weekly expenses. I have monthly expenses. I cover those at my end of month video where I tally everything up for the whole month, and then I tally up all the expenses so I can get my actual net revenue, my cash flow number for the month. You got any questions about real estate investing or cash businesses like car washes? Drop it in the comments down below. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.